Question. Have you ever wondered why you're triggered, but in different ways by the same thing? You thought you worked through your hearing, but now when you see something, it reminds you of that trigger. You thought you got your sight and your hearing down. Now you smell something that leads you to that same trigger. This is not a coincidence. This is something that happens because of how we remember things. And so, this is how it goes. Our brains can only put so much in storage. And so, because of that, brains put so much into words, and so it's snippets. So, like a short or reel. But our bodies remember the unedited version. And so that means everything. Everything that we experience is trapped in our bodies. And so what tends to happen is our bodies can sometimes react faster than our brains can put things into words. Sometimes it's the other way around. Our brain says do something and then boom, bam, we do it. But either way it goes, just like in the other video, I talked about how everything we experience goes through all of our senses and it is stamped if it's strong enough experience. And so that is why something can still be a strong trigger for you, even though you thought you worked through it. And so what can you do about it? Let me tell you. Basically, again, get your energy up and then start to explore where it's coming from. There might be a theme that you are experiencing. For example, the cereal. You used to be able to eat this cereal. Now when you look at the cereal, it's not a great memory. And so you can't even smell the cereal. You can't eat the cereal. You don't want to hear anybody talking about the cereal. And you might be confused as to why am I triggered by this cereal? But if you are able to think, then you might find that that cereal was on the table when that incident happened. That cereal was the last thing you ate with that person or the last thing you had in your home before you were displaced by a natural disaster. That cereal could represent the last part of your life or point in time where you were good and then life just flipped. And so it's a loss. And you might be confused as to why it's the cereal right now. That's where you go and process some more. Okay, what is it about this time? And once you start to figure it out, now if you're like, I want to eat my cereal again, that was my cereal. Okay, so I'm not going to tell you just blindfold yourself and just gulp it down. No. What you can do is start to do a little bit of exposure to the cereal. Maybe looking at the picture online or just staring at the box in the grocery store, walking past the box in the grocery store. Then you can think about possibly picking it up and seeing how you feel. Then you buy it, put it on the conveyor belt, buy it. Then you get comfortable, just eat one piece dry. Then see if you can eat a few more pieces dry. And then you see if you can do a small bowl with your milk. And then see if you can do a bigger bowl with your milk. And over time, you can hopefully get back to eating that cereal. I say hopefully because this is not a one size fits all thing. There could be other things tied to it. But what you're doing is you are figuring out what is happening, why it's happening, and what you can do about it. If it was, well, that cereal was the last time I enjoyed myself. Okay, so what's your life like right now? Are you able to have a place to stay? Do you have a support system? Are you secure? Because if you have a support system, you're in a great place, you're basically on track to reach your goals, then you can tell yourself, self, I understand last time I ate that cereal, everything was jacked up right after. But this is a different day. That was the past. This is today. And I know what to do now. And if I don't know, I know where to go to get the resources for me to do the things that I need to do. And at first, you might be like, that's weird. But it's whatever words that help you in a healthy way to remind yourself, I'm here in the present. I'm not there. I'm here. I'm fine. I'm safe. I'm okay. Once you can start doing that, now you can start to do more with the cereal. And if you're like, oh, I tried all that, I can't do the cereal. Don't do the cereal. Get some other cereal. It's okay. Every trigger is not going to be boom, bam, we're done after a week or after a few hours. Some things it's going to take months or years. That's probably a major trigger for you. It's not a medium or a minor. And so sometimes you got to put some stuff to the side, and other times you can work directly with it and through it. And that way you can break that grief wall, come out on the other side, and now you are dealing with one less trigger. And also, it's important, if you feel comfortable, to let some people know, like, hey, I don't like that. I don't want to be around that, or please don't discuss that. And if they're like, but what? There's no problem. It's been long enough. Okay, you can't talk to them about your triggers or your grief. Move them and talk to someone who understands. And even if they don't understand, they understand that it's a problem for you. Because if it's a problem for you, it's a problem. On the flip side, if I'm saying I'm supportive, then that means even if I don't understand, I need to understand that it's pain for my loved one. If they say don't play that song, I'm not playing that song. If they say don't have so-and-so over, so-and-so can't be over. Doesn't matter if so-and-so didn't do anything to me. So-and-so did something to them. Separate. It's okay. Because we are not being effective in our support if we are dismissing, ignoring the pain, the triggers that our loved ones are experiencing. Because after a while, they're going to leave us out of the loop. And they have every right to leave us out of the loop if we are not taking the time out to understand and be a support for them, a healthy support. And so just make sure you remember triggers, they come and they go, and just understand that some things you think that you are done with, you worked through, I did the work. Anything can pop out in the future and then boom, you're triggered again. But remember what you've done to get to this point and see if you can still use that in this situation to help you work through the triggers this time around. Make sure your energy is up. Give yourself the space. And as always, take care.